That's my first cup of coffee and I definitely needed it. Hello my friends, it's Toci from Secrets of the Bones. I'm a curandera if you don't know me. Today I wanted to talk about my relationship with Virgen de Guadalupe and what it's been like working with her. I actually have this really cool flameless candle. I love to keep this on for her because I'm always on the go. And because I'm always on the go, I can't light the 7-day candles for her safely. So I choose to do that and keep it on for her throughout the day. I don't keep it on at night because, you know, I gotta save the battery life. But if I can, I do typically like to light the 7-9-day candles for her. But I only do it when I know I'm gonna be able to keep it lit for long periods. But the way that it started with Virgen de Guadalupe for me is in a lot of traditional Mexican households, we usually have an elder or a specific person in the family who tells you who your saint is at birth. And I was told that mine was Virgen de Guadalupe. And I have definitely felt her presence with me my entire life. I love working with her. I'm very, very passionate about her. I have lost my way from her quite a few times though, which was of no fault of hers. It was just, you know, I'm not a big fan of the church in general. I feel like I don't need to explain why, but I lost my way from her for a while, especially in my teenage years, and I found my way back to her, I want to say my mid-20s, and now I'm close to my mid-30s, and my relationship with her has never been better, to be honest. So I love working with her. The things that I offer to her quite regularly would be roses. Usually I like to give her pink or white roses, but I go with what I feel, and I often go with the color corresponding with the petition that I'm giving her. I don't always give her roses just for a petition though. I often do it just to honor her and show my love and appreciation for her. There's a lot of wonderful things that I could say about Virgen de Guadalupe though, but the way that I honor her and venerate her is, I guess you could say that I see Virgen de Guadalupe as somewhat of a gateway to the Teoth, the Aztec beings, the Aztec spirits. One of the aspects that I actually work with her with is Tonantzin and Toci and Tlazolteotl and Coatlicue. I don't know if I said her name right. I sometimes mess that up, but she has a lot of mother aspects, and to me I see her as a gateway to that maternal energy. I see her as her own saint, but I also see her as a gate to these other beings. And I often venerate her with that maternal energy that these others have, especially Tonantzin. I really like working with mother type of energy because I also heavily work and venerate with Santisima Muerte. I find that they work pretty well together. I've never come across any problems. I feel as though they get along fine, but I typically have this space is yours, this space is yours. But in a way, I feel like their energy can often come together like, oh, mijita, it's gonna be okay. I don't know how else to describe their relationship other than that they work separately and together. They don't seem to have conflict with each other, although Santisima Muerte does like to have her own space, which is totally fair. I think it's fair that saints would want their own separate places. I love doing petitions for her with others, and I also love doing guidance with her. I will often use tarot, oracle, meditation, and I also read with animal spirit guidance with her, which involves throwing bones. So don't worry, these bones are very ethically sourced. They find their way to me, died naturally. I process them and I take care of the spirit in the bones. It is a very much loving relationship that I have with these animal spirits, and Guadalupe is also very maternal with these animal spirits. We take care of them and we don't, no harm comes to them. They choose to be taken care of by me, and in the process they help me with divine readings and give guidance to other people. But I could talk about the animal spirits that I work with in a later video. It's not really relevant to this one, but I do love giving guidance to others with Virgen de Guadalupe. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. And I also like to call upon her when I do limpias and when I do certain energy cleansings on people. I love to call on Guadalupe for that because her energy is just so chef's kiss. It's mother. It's, I will take care of you. But the other thing about mothers that we have to understand, sometimes they will say no to you for your betterment. And I have found that there are certain things that Guadalupe will say no to if it doesn't better you. There are certain things that I don't ask Guadalupe for because it's just not right. I've learned over the years what she's okay with and what she isn't. For the most part, there is a lot of amazing and wonderful things that she will give you if it betters you, if it makes you a better human, if it makes you a better person, and if it truly does benefit you. I often try to ask for her aid in things that I feel like I could also utilize to give back to my community and my family around me. Currently, I actually have a abundance candle going on, and part of the reason is that I want to be able to provide for my daughter this Christmas, to be able to give her what her heart desires, especially because it's been a rough year for my family, and I want my daughter to feel a lot of joy this year. And if that involves me making a little bit of extra money for her, that's what I'm going to do. When I lit the candle, did the petition, did the prayers and all of that, I pretty much know immediately whether this is going to be something she will grant or something she won't. I also do divination with her prior to it, so that way I know that I'm asking for the right things and I'm guiding myself towards the betterment. And there were definitely adjustments that she wanted me to make within this candle, which I did. I did do that. I did what she asked, because I have found that when you take her advice full on, even if it's not something you specifically wanted or it's not specifically something you asked for, if it kind of drifts you away from something else, I go with what she says even if it's not necessarily something I wanted, and I find that is, you get what you want and more. She's so wonderful to work with, so loving, so caring. I adore her energy. It is truly like sacred heart energy. It's pure love. The other thing about mothers too is that they will do everything to protect their child who is hurt, and I have found that to be true. For as much of love and light as Guadalupe is, She will definitely protect you fiercely. Fiercely, like mama bear fiercely. So, keep that in mind as well when you're working with her. She will protect you as fiercely as she possibly can, the way a mother would protect her child. But I don't really like to talk about her history a whole lot or anything like that. I like to talk about how energetically she feels. I do feel like her history is important, especially because we can't escape the fact that she came to us due to colonization. It is true. I feel as though she's accepted a lot of maternal beings from these pantheons with open arms and with loving energy. And I think that she has accepted herself as this sort of doorway for us, for our betterment. Because I truly feel as though she cares about us as a mother would. In so many ways, Guadalupe is one of the faces of Mexico. And she, in my personal experience with her, takes it very serious to take care of those in need. I just cannot say enough good things about her. I love her and adore her so much. I am also glad that she works really well with Santisima Muerte, because I have felt her energy with me as well since birth. But the thing about her is that my abuelita was very afraid of her. And there is a bit of a stigma, not just a bit, but a big stigma around Santa Muerte. And my family really took that to heart, and it wasn't until around 5 years ago that I was able to feel like I could accept Santa Muerte with me. She's always been here with me, and I just wasn't knowingly working with her, if that makes any sense. Well, sort of. I definitely knew she was there, but I was running a little bit. Because of the stigma, and some things that I was told by elders of my family who were in fact afraid of her, I had moments where I too was afraid. But it was also just a matter of me not listening to my own heart and what I wanted with that. And then when I realized that Guadalupe would in fact accept Santa Muerte with me, and in fact heavily encouraged it, that I started my practice with her. And now I feel very comfortable working with these two beings side by side. It feels very, very right. Eventually I'll do my own video about working with Santa Muerte. I've only been working with her about 2020 was when I started my research heavily with her and started taking it serious. And then 2021 is when I started praying to her, but I didn't have statue. It's been a bit of a slow and long journey with Santa Muerte. I consider my working with her starting upon research. Not everybody does. But I will do a separate video about Santa Muerte because I ended up talking about her a little too long here. But when it comes to Guadalupe, this has been a lifelong thing. I have been told from birth that Santa Muerte, oh my god. I started talking about Santa Muerte and I'm looking at one of her statues, so I'm like misspeaking. I started with Guadalupe immediately because I was told immediately that this was my saint, and I still feel that strongly. So that is the energy that I have carried with me forever. It's just that I was also carrying Santa Muerte and I didn't know. It happens. But Guadalupe, I cannot imagine my life without her. And while I don't go to the church, I still practice the Catholic prayers, you know. the Mexican folk magic. I'm a curandera. I work with these divine and loving energies regularly. Hers just happens to be one that I have worked with the longest, lifelong. Even if I strayed from her path for quite a while, I came back to her. I found my way back. But I think everybody at one point in their lives kind of gets stuck in the darkness in bad ways. And I was stuck in the darkness for quite a while, especially during my teenage years, and that followed me for quite a while. It took me a while to find my way back to her. I certainly wish that I didn't stray from her as long as I did, because I think it would have helped me with a lot of the hardships that I faced, but there were a lot of lessons that I learned within the process of that were, I feel, necessary, although some were a little too harsh. But besides the point, I would love to do more videos talking about Guadalupe. At some point I want to do a video talking about my relationship with Santa Muerte. Clearly I'm passionate about both because I ended up bringing her up too. That happens to me often, where I talk about one, I talk about the other. I was talking with my friend Judas not long ago, and we were talking about Santa Muerte, and then I ended up starting to talk about Guadalupe, and vice versa. They just work so harmoniously with me that I end up just intertwining them unintentionally. Neither seem to mind all that much. I think that they especially like Guadalupe, loves to see your passion. And Santa Muerte does too, but this video is about Guadalupe. Seeing the passion and you getting excited about things, it's something that they love to see. And I try to be as respectful towards them as much as possible and still keep them separate. As often as I intertwine them, I can't do that with my hands. But as often as I intertwine them, I do keep them separate at the same time. And when they are intertwined, it is done very, very respectfully. But one of the things that I'm most passionate about, which I brought up here, is doing guidance with Guadalupe. I feel very blessed that I have the ability to do that as my full-time job. So if you ever have trouble getting started with her, or needing guidance with her, or need help understanding her, I have no problem helping you if you go to my website at secretsofthebones.com. But if you wish to petition her, the thing that I recommend is always have a glass of water for her. I feel that is very important for saints. Have a glass of water. Be sure the cup is clean regularly. And personally, I refill the glass of water every Sunday. However, if it gets dirty beforehand or gets empty sooner, I will replace it as needed. Guadalupe also does really well with her candles, the vigil candles, the 7-9-day candles. And you could write your petition underneath the candle to her. I like to do the prayers with the petition as well and spend time with her and pray with her. Psalms are really good to include with this as well, that correspond with your petition. I also recommend writing your petition in pencil, because pencil is more natural. Like, it's a natural way of... to me, it helps enhance your magic to use pencils. Not everybody agrees with that. But I recommend writing your petition in pencil and putting it underneath the candle. Spend time with it every day, light it every day, redo the prayers every day, talk to her every day, give her attention. Flowers are nice to give to her. I personally do roses. I also like to spray a rose-scented perfume on myself to remind myself of her throughout the day, or rose essential oil. I also like to offer her chocolate. Personally, I give her dark chocolate, or straight up cacao. I've given her the cacao that you make, kind of like hot chocolate. I've given her that before as well. Or you could just give her straight up hot chocolate. I've given her that with marshmallows in it. She seemed very happy with it. I usually prioritize the water though if I'm gonna give her something to drink. Like, that's the number one thing. Even if I give her a drink, I also always offer her water. I don't give any saint that I work with alcohol because I have a sober household. So if I'm gonna give them alcohol, I replace it with juice of some sort, or seltzer water. And what else could you give her? I think you just kind of need to trust your intuition and listen to her and what she wants. When you're in meditation with her, she will tell you what she wants. She's, in my experience, very vocal about it. I also personally allow her to come into my dreams to communicate with me, so that way it helps build our relationship and me understanding what I can do for her more, if that makes sense. So those are some very basic beginner things that you could do. You could also Google a lot of prayers for her that could correspond with a petition that you want, or just a general gratitude prayer for her. Those vigil candles that you can buy also have prayers on the back for her that are really, really nice, because you could just say the prayer that's on the back of the candle, you know what I mean? Personally as well, before I pray to her, I do the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and the, oh my god, what is that other prayer called? What is that other prayer called? Oh my god, I have to look it up. Hold on. What is it called? Oh my god, how am I like forgetting a prayer that I do every day? Like literally every day. Give me a minute to look it up. Oh my god, it's the, how did I forget that? It's the Gloria Patri prayer. I probably said that wrong, oh my god. Listen, it is like 2 p.m. and this is my first thing of coffee and I haven't been sleeping, so you need to give me some grace here. But okay, so these are some basic things that you could do. Oh, one of the other things that I actually like to give Santa Muerte, which, I mean, one of the other things that I like to give Guadalupe, please excuse me, I'm serious, is actually rose quartz. Can you see that? Can you see that? Rose quartz. I love to give her things that are associated with love, whether it's family, friendship, or romantic love. Things associated with love, I love giving her. But if you need any more information on Guadalupe or have any questions about her, you could always ask me, and I do guidance for her. I do email readings. You can always get an emailed reading for me, or you could schedule an in-person appointment for me if you're from Albuquerque. But I hope this video was able to help you and that you enjoyed my little rant. Sorry I kept mixing Santa Muerte up in here. Again, 2 p.m., first cup of coffee, sleep deprived, and Santa Muerte statue is like right next to me. So give me a little grace. But okay, again, my name is Toci with Secrets of the Bones. Ma Shipatinemi, may you be well.